has been the basis of thought for hundreds and thousands of years. Good morning, everyone. Today I am Joydeep Chanda from class 11 in the science stream. I'm going to speak on the topic the art of self expression, exploring creativity through art, dance, and music. Well, let's talk about art first. Let's break this stuff down the art of self expression. So, we have two words art and expression. So, I'd say that an art is something which is like magic. It encapsulates you, it traps you. It's something which is admirable to look at. Well, that's a really vague definition of art, you'd say. Well, I'd like to say that nothing specific is necessary because art by itself is not bound to anything, it's free. As Oscar Wilde himself quoted, to define is to limit. When you speak of the term of self-expression, as the name implies, the term self-expression means expression of the self. To be a bit more precise, I'd say that self-expression is when an individual acts according to their own nature and unleashes their unique individuality. That's when a person is in self-expression. Well, in the process of self-expression, a person loses himself. He's completely in flow with the art. And what's interesting to understand here is that there's no one works for everyone method that one can follow to self-express themselves because if there was any one method that people can follow to express themselves, then that wouldn't be art anymore. It'd be imitation, pure imitation. Okay, so that's that. And what I'd like to say is that music, dance, and art, they're all instruments to which people can express themselves. Expressing oneself is certainly not something which you can learn. It's something that either happens or it doesn't. So let's take the example of music for a second. Music. What happens when you listen to music, right? You get encapsulated by a sound. It resonates with you. You are in sync with the sound, with perfect melody, right? And when you're in sync with the perfect melody, all that you can think of is about the experience you are having with the music. And that's what music producers do. They leave behind an expression with their own music. And that's the case with the other two forms as well. Take, for example, dance. In dance, the artist uses their body as a means to communicate music. It's like the spirit of music himself possessed their body and became music to express themselves completely. Something similar happens with literature, let's say. In literature, word is the tool, word is dominant. The masters of the words use literate language, the poetic tongue, so to speak, to write stories, poems, which leaves behind a product of their own creativity. And speaking of creativity, creativity is something that's completely open to everyone. And I'll say that for creativity, one needs space, one needs time. And what's interesting about this is we will take the example of Leonardo da Vinci, right? Leonardo, when he was making Mona Lisa, there came a point in his life when he completely stopped. So, right, so he completely stopped working on the art, and part of the reason is that he later explains he did not get any inspiration for it. In the end, when he was about to die a few moments back, that's when he remembers, oh man, my art is incomplete. So, what I like to say, my friends, is art is not just enclosed. Self-expression is a medium of art. And in all art, there is one thing common. You make the listener or the watcher observe something which makes them feel like they're experiencing something which is out of this world and they never experienced it back then. So that's really interesting to see, And what I'd like to say is Music is not closed. And I'm repeating this word again and again. Neither is literature closed, neither is dance closed to anything. Art has multiple forms. And at the end, I'd like to end by saying is that we can forgive a man for making anything useful as long as he does not admire it. And the only excuse a man has in admiring something is that it is not useful. Thank you.